What are we doing today? So today we are starting to model the actual centerpiece of our artwork, which is the Headhunter belt itself. If you guys don't remember what it looks like, here it is. Okay, open up. Here it is. It's just a bunch of skulls kind of like tied together in a belt. So what I think I'm gonna do is we're gonna create like 3 different skull iterations, and then we're just gonna duplicate them because of course, like, we're not gonna see every single skull, especially the ones at the back. So I think 3 iterations, and in total there's what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 skulls. So with the iteration of 3, and then we'll multiply all of them, there's gonna be plenty of 3 iterations is plenty, basically. But I'm pretty sure what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reinterpret, because these are really low quality, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really see a lot going on these, apart from, you know, the carvings, all these patterns on their foreheads on top of the skulls. And again, even those patterns are barely decipherable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create skulls that are more of a demon-esque style skulls. Maybe we'll add some horns here and there, or some deformations, or some inhuman or non-human, whatever you want to call it, characteristics, because I don't want to keep all of them just like human skulls. So I'm gonna take some liberties on this, right? Because at the end of the day, skull sculpting is kind of it's my signature, if you will. And I kind of want to make them a little bit more unique than just simple human skulls with some patterns on them, right? That's it. Right. So, very easy way of starting this is, again, having something like this. So this is basically what this is. It's the IMM brush of a skeleton. So I have all the parts of a human skeleton separately as insert brushes, so I easily can just choose one, go ahead and just insert it anywhere, and boom, we have our skull. You can get these, I believe you can find them for free somewhere. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember where I got it because I've had these for years. But you can check websites like ArtStation, CG Trader, even Pixelogic's own website. They have some brushes and alphas for free on their website library. But yeah, getting stuff like this just is so worth it. Even if it costs a couple of bucks, I would suggest, you know, if you're really going to sculpt a lot and you're going to learn ZBrush for real, I would suggest, you know, don't be stingy and invest a couple of bucks into some some IMM brushes. IMM is just an insert brush, insert mesh, basically. I believe it stands for insert multi-mesh or something like that. Thus IMM. Basically what it means is it's just an insert brush. It's a pre-made mesh that you can just insert into your model. They just save you so much time. So for example, if you want like just the same principle we're using it for right here, yes, we could have started with a sphere and then spend time modeling out the skull from scratch. That's okay, you can do that too, but by just having something already pre-made like this as a base just saves like extra hour or two, you know what I mean? And unfortunately I don't have hours to stream, especially nowadays. It's already, you know, it's already 9 o'clock in the evening for me, so I can't spend 2 hours just modeling a skull, because I need to start with a skull and model it out into something else, which is why getting IMM brushes is useful just to save time for yourselves. And besides, you don't really like, there's so many different IMM brushes. It's not just anatomy brushes or anatomy meshes that you can get. You get different things. You can get monster heads pre-made. You can get monster, I don't know, body parts, wings. You can get organic shapes. You can get hard surfaces, like hard surface parts, machine parts pre-made as well. Like if you look at my library over here, albeit it's not very big, but this is stuff that I've accumulated over the years. Like I have, you know, monster horns, monster heads, arms, mech models, chains and spines, wires, weapons, like what have you, you know, some other brushes, some some other weapons, rock alphas. That's for your alphas right here. Skeleton, some monster skulls, snake brush, like all this stuff, ropes, you know what I mean? It just saves time when you are already know what you're doing, you know, when you know what you want to do, and you don't really have to prove anything to anyone. However, if you're new to ZBrush, or you just new to 3D in general, to 3D modeling, I would suggest you start from scratch. I would not suggest getting used to insert brushes from the start, because that way you'll never understand how to model well from scratch, or you'll never learn like proper anatomy or anything like that, because you'll get used to just inserting pre-made stuff already, and then that's not gonna it's not gonna benefit you if you're new. However, if you're somewhat experienced in 3D sculpting, getting a bunch of like basic insert brushes, or brushes for something that's pain in the ass to make from scratch, like for example chains or snakes, or again elaborate stuff like this. Like to get to this level of detail on a skull would take us a couple of hours, right? So to save those couple hours, you just grab an insert brush and boom, in one click you have a pre-made skull, and now we can do whatever we want with it. I don't even maybe necessarily need this amount of detail on it. Right now we're at 144 polygons. I don't really need that many polygons at the moment. So I might even, you know, smooth it all out and, you know, make it a little less complicated, because I want to create perhaps different things on it. But I need that major shape, that form of a skull, right? Like that correct form, that human form of a human skull, that correct form of a human skull as a base. So then now we can start like adjusting it and deforming it and whatnot, and adding stuff to it. But either way, this is the insert brushes. So now what I'm gonna do is, because right now you see that if you go to we go to subtools, we're still on the same subtool. Like this skull is now part of the sphere. So technically this is all the same mesh. It's just the skull is now it's not masked, and the sphere is masked, which is why we can manipulate the skull itself, but we cannot do anything to the sphere because the sphere is masked. It happens automatically when you insert a mesh into your subtool. So to separate them, we can simply keep them masked, like keep one piece of it masked like this. Don't go unmasked, because that will not that will complicate it a little bit more. So keep the masked object masked, and whatever you want to separate unmasked. And we can go to split and split masked points. Either actually you can go unmasked points or masked points. It will work the same way either way. So we can go split masked points, and as you can see, it separated the sphere from the skull. So now we have this as a separate mesh, and also we have the skull as a separate mesh. Now we don't need the sphere anymore, so we can hide that, and we'll unify it. Unifying things basically put it at 0, 0 on the axis, and it's basically become it positions the mesh that you have selected into a center of the artboard. Pretty easy. Right, so we'll have 3 different versions of the skull. So what I'm gonna do here, I think, is I'm gonna duplicate this one, because this is our starting point. And here, and with this one, I think we're gonna have one with the lower jaw intact, and the teeth as well. However, let's see if just trying to think if I want to merge the teeth with the skull. Because I have to think about the texturing later, and I'm trying to think, because if I separate the teeth right now, I'm gonna have more freedom to texture it, you know, later. I think I'm gonna do that. Let's do that. So to split them right now, as you can see, everything is, even though we have a skull, like an actual skull as one piece, and the jaw, the bottom jaw is another piece, and then obviously we have teeth, and then we have 3 separations in the nose cavity. They're all different objects, but right now everything's the same poly, the same polyframe, which means they're all technically one object, but they're not merged. They're all separate objects still. So what we can do is to separate them again, we go to split. It's in your subtools, split, and then we can do split to parts, and that will separate all the pieces of the mesh that are not actually connected or merged together. So we do this, it will prompt the question for you. This is basically telling you that this is an undoable operation. If you're unsure, don't do this, but you know, we saved the initial copy of the model anyway, so even if we're unhappy with the result, we can always delete this and go back to the original model. But right now I'm sure about this, so we're just gonna go okay. And as you can tell, boom, it separated the objects for us. Now if you see in the subtool count, we have all the teeth separated, plus the jaw, plus the nose separations. Let's see if I can merge. To make your life a little bit easier with the teeth, because there's a lot of teeth right now, what you can do is you can merge the teeth for now, and to do that you just select the tooth, the most basically the highest tooth in the hierarchy over here, and then you just do merge down, which is, where is it, geometry? Oh my god, where is it? Stupid. Merge, there you go. So I have this button over here on my shortcut list, but you can find it under merge as well. So you select the one that's on top, and then you just click merge down. Again, this is an undoable operation. You will have the prompt, say okay, and it will merge the top part with the mesh that's right under it. And you can just keep going, and it will keep merging everything that's under it. Okay, so now we see that the next piece is the actual bottom jaw, and if we click the button right now, it will merge the teeth with the jaw. We don't want that, so we want to move the jaw above the teeth. To do that, just select that jaw subtool and click this button right here. This basically just puts it above whatever subtool is above it. So there you go, just moved up. And so now to continue merging the teeth, we select the teeth again, and then we keep merging down, down, down until all teeth are merged. So now, turn this off. We have, actually, let me merge the nose separations too. Boom, boom. So now we've successfully separated all the skull parts from each other. So now we have the bottom jaw. We have all the teeth. Come on. Come on. We have the teeth. We have the skull. And we have nasal separations. Boom. So now we can work on all these parts separately, and at the end, once we're kind of satisfied with the result, we can merge them back together again if we wanted to, or not. Or, for example, it would be easy to also kind of hide them. We don't want them. Like, for example, if I just want the upper part of the skull, I just hide the jaw, hide the teeth, and boom, just have the upper part. And I think I will have a couple pieces, couple iterations of the skull that are like this, that don't have the bottom jaw. Actually, duplicate this too. Right. So making this guy a little bit more demon-like and a little less human, we can start by kind of adjusting the sockets and the brow, make it a little bit protruding, a little bit meaner, maybe pushing the cheekbones out too. Making some sockets for the horns. I'm not going to include horns in this, but we still want to indicate that maybe this guy was horny. Exaggerations. Look at some references. Right. Oh my god, my hand is so shaky. Ugh. Fuck. I actually like this little tear. Little tear in the bone structure. Kind of dig it, actually. I'll keep it. Disintegrating. Okay, and now I'm gonna make the top of the cranium a little Yeah. Nice. I like it. Hello, calculating. Good evening. You think one broken off horn will look cool? I'll see. Maybe I'll add like 1 or 2 horns on him. Maybe. It's just I don't want to. I still want to keep it in the realm of the original artwork, and the original skulls don't really have horns, you know? I kind of want to alter it, but not too much where it's going to start looking too different. Like, I still want people to recognize that this is a headhunter, you know? But we'll see. Maybe it'll make sense down the line. We will see. Still pretty early. Oh, thank you very much. We trying. I don't know. Is it weird? Like I'm overdoing it. Okay, let's. When in doubt, mask it out. What I always say. Ugh. Ugh. It sucks because I'm working with like a low-res original drawing of the in-game item. It's like literally so little I can see on there. I have to kind of figure it out in my head. Okay. Kinda. Sorta. Kinda, sorta. Let's see. So I'm using clay buildup right now instead of just standard Damien brush. Because clay buildup will give us all that extra detail. I think it might make it a little bit more interesting. Even though we're gonna smooth it out, but still you see like it retains some of that detail. can't decide if it looks goofy or not, but hey, they have it on the original, so let's try to fix all this. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I forgot to save. I need to save this. Alright, let's save this. Don't crash now. Oh, thank you. Thank you, gods. Hmm. All right. Now the question is, do I want to touch the teeth? You sculpt with clay in real life, so watching this is really satisfying. Sadly, I gotta go now, but keep going. It looks really good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Cow. Calculating. I feel like just saying just cow is disrespectful. But hey. But hey. You chose that name. But thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Cow's fine? Fantastic. Man. I love the polish brush so much. The polish and flatten. Together they create such cool effects. Like an actual... Like they can just take a surface like this that kind of looks somewhat artificial, you know? Like just this bit right here. And I can just start going on top of it with the flattened brush, and all of a sudden it starts looking a lot more sort of organic, like it has more layers to it, more variation in the surface, makes it look a little more realistic. Because obviously in real life nothing is perfectly smooth or perfectly straight or perfectly on the curve. Everything always has some sort of imperfections on it. It's like it gives sort of like a painterly effect, but for the sculpt, you know. Let's see what it looks like with skin shape. I do like that more. I think I'm gonna add some rings to the jaw. And where is a pand? There we go. So to make a donut a little bit thinner, if you want, in a simple quick way, you can go to the formation over here, and there's a thing called inflate somewhere. There it is, and you just go to the minus, and then you can go as thin as thin as you want, or as thick as you want. Just play around with the scale. Oh. Sweet. Okay, I think this could be our first skull iteration. right? Don't mind that at all. All right. I'm not too happy with these patterns. This is what they have on the original, so guess we can kind of stick to it for now. But I can't say that I'm like extremely happy with it. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. So we can... onto this one. What do we do with this? Maybe. All right. Ugh. Threw up when that happens. No. What happened? We're at 20. God damn it. Game. I mean, Zbrush. Dude, 420. Please. 1. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Ugh. What the fuck's going on? Sure. I like that. That is. Yes. Okay. This freaking demon is definitely on the spectrum. Weird head shape going on. Or if I'm not talking as much, I'm trying to like think on the fly about these shapes, kind of concentrate, you know. And I'm also tired as balls, so forgive me. Yeah, and you take a flattened brush and everything just becomes so much better. In my opinion anyway, some people might hate it, but I really like that chiseled look, you know?
On the edge of fear.
Some teeths. Huh?
I hold your oath fulfilled.
Hello, Liamu Art. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate it. Okay. That work. Kinda. Nice. All right. Okay. That's 2 done. Urge. Boom. So I want to put this one. I really dig the second one, man. That's actually pretty fucking sick. Came out really well. Right, so finish. Okay, do. Okay. Oh my god. Feeling a little rusty. Worse. 2 weeks of not doing anything. I was a little rusty. God damn it. So this is just gonna be a skull with multiple eye sockets. And it's just what it is. Yeah. I like it. So this thing, I don't believe I explained what it was last time, but back face mask, basically what that does, when you have this on, it makes it so that the brush doesn't push or pull the mesh on the other side of the surface. I'll explain what that means. So for example, now that I have it off and I try to, let's say, do this, you see how it just breaks that mesh apart, because what the brush does, it not only affects the surface I'm working on, it also affects the other side of it. But if I turn back face mask on and I start working on the surface, it just adds the geometry to that one surface you're working on, and it leaves the surface behind it as it was. It's not touching it. So to avoid those, like when you work on thin surfaces, to avoid those breaks and those artifacts, like here, for example, see, I forgot to turn it on here, and I started like adding this detail, and it kind of bricked it up on the other side. It's fine. It's not that difficult to fix, but to avoid that, just, you know, have the back face mask on when you work with brushes that are really affect the structure of the geometry, kind of like clay brush. So here I have the shortcut. This is like a customized shortcut I have for it. But if you select the brush and you want to find where it is, you go to brush, you go to surface, I think. No, auto masking. Auto masking and backface right here. So again, brush, and you have to be selecting the brush you want to apply it for first. Obviously, whatever standard, clay brush, move, doesn't matter what it is. then brush in the top panel, and then back face mask right here. Because you need to get into a habit of using it all the time, and I use it all the time, which is why I brought it onto my main panel here as a shortcut, so that, you know, it's just easily accessible for me. Do you also work in ZBrush calculating, or nah? Or are you watching me for the games? Again, you've been around for a couple of streams now, but I do not remember exactly when you joined. So I don't remember what I was doing at the time. All right, you're the real life sculptor. That's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. You joined when I was playing Diablo? So you've been around for like a year? You mean Diablo 4? You've been around that long? How come you never said hi? In recent memory, anyway. I don't even remember that I was playing Diablo this year in June. Was that... What was the update? Because I haven't played the expansion, obviously. I haven't played... Like... I think I haven't played since Season 2. Some shit. I kind of also really wanted to check out Vessel of Hatred, but with everything that's been going on, I just, you know, realized that, man, I'm just not gonna have time to play that game anymore, I don't think. Actually, a lot has happened this week. Holy shit, I haven't talked about it yet. Freaking PoE 2 got delayed. We thought it was coming out on the 15th this month, but GGG released a statement. Jonathan said that they're going to delay it until the 6th of December. Actually, that was one of the reasons why I didn't check out Vessel of Hatred, because I thought PoE 2 will be out, and early access rather of PoE 2 will be out, and I don't have enough time in between to properly play Diablo. If I knew, obviously, if I knew that it was going to get delayed, I maybe would have gotten it, but alas. And we also now know that there's going to be no new season, no new league until like end of Feb next year for PoE 1, which honestly I think is fine. Honestly, I think that's perfect, because, you know, we all gonna be busy with PoE 2. Like, there's no reason for PoE 1 to clash with early access release of PoE 2. Absolutely zero reason. And also, it alleviates stress from the developers. Like, they can just chill a little bit, you know what I mean? Focus on one product at a time. A lot of dumb fucks are like complaining on Twitter about it, and I just, no, I honestly hate that. It's like, motherfuckers, we have free-to-play game. You know what I mean? Free-to-play game that they delay the next season because they're making a sequel which is also free-to-play. It's like, what the fuck? What kind of bullshit expectations do you have? Like, just relax. Do you know how hard it is to fucking develop video games? Holy shit. And these guys are basically, like, working on 2 games at the same time right now. Like, just shut the fuck up, put your shirt on, go watch something on Netflix, relax, and come back when, you know, PoE 2 is out. Absolute hyenas. Honestly, I don't want to have teeth on this guy. 0 teeth. But what I will have is destruction. Oh. Right. So if you don't know, the reason why I'm doing this outside of the working area is to refresh Dynamesh. So basically what Dynamesh does is every time you kind of do control click or control drag release on an empty area of the canvas, it reconfigures the topology of the mesh, and it fixes like all these artifacts that are created. So for example, like this here, this weird super sharp edge, like you see how it just like breaks everything. Like now this mesh is broken basically in that right here in this little area, and if I refresh Dynamesh, it just fixes that topology for me automatically. It's not perfect, like sometimes you need to go back and kind of like fix it as well, but it just does the basic job for you. It just allows you to continue getting in the details you need at the resolution that you need, basically. But as soon as you start subdividing the subtool, Dynamesh no longer applies. So you have to be careful. So you basically, what you do is you do all these basic details with Dynamesh on, and then when you're satisfied with the macro details and you want to delve deeper and start micro detailing, you then subdivide. But again, this is like very, very basic stuff. It's like if you're completely new, like you're never used Zbrush before, this is what that is. Like, you already worked in Zbrush, you probably know all this already. So, apologies if this is useless information for you, but actually, you know what? Fuck you. I am not apologizing for just putting information out there. Like, some people might find it useful, so it's just what it is. Just deal with it. Okay. Information is always good. Might want to start working with ZBrush at some point, so it helps. I haven't heard of it at least once. There you go. There you go. Thank you. I kind of feel like less is more with this one. I feel like we're okay with like design elements. Like, I don't know if I want to put any more crazy shits in this. We can start just like micro detailing at this point. Okay, so yeah, I think we're good. So now I'm gonna start subdividing and focusing more on the details. Just like details of micro details, I guess. Call them. Alright. This one looks really bony, which I kind of like. All right. Okay. Well, let me test something out. What am I doing? I want to decimate. That's correct. So right now, here you can tell. So we have 1.5 million polygons, or active points rather, not polygons. But 1.5 million is a bit too much for just a single skull. That's because we're at 2 subdivision levels right now. What happens is, so if you don't know what that means, if I turn on the polyframe, so see how many polygons we have? Quite a lot. So if I go back down to 1, now we have almost 400 polygons, which is a little bit more acceptable, right? A little bit more acceptable. So I want to have this amount of detail, but with a lower amount of polygons. So how do you do that? Basically, and this method will not work with multiple subdivision levels on a mesh. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep 1.5 million, which is why I duplicated the subtool earlier, so we don't lose this state of it. Because once you delete lower or delete higher, it's a non-refundable, but what's the point? Like, what's the word? You can go back on that, basically. You can return on that action. Once you do it, it's done. So it's a good kind of good habit to before you delete your subdivision levels, to duplicate the tool, so that if something goes wrong, you can always revert back to what you had. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is, we have crazy amount of detail. Actually, very hard to see the difference at this point, I guess. But you do see it a little bit still. So basically, we're gonna keep 1.5 million polygons. So now we deleted our lower res. Now we have only single subdivision level on the mesh. But now to keep this amount of detail and to reduce the amount of polygons, what we have is, here's all our native kind of plugins that come with Zbrush, and one of them is called Decimation Master. And what decimating does is it basically just does what we currently need it to do. It retopologizes the mesh, retaining all the detail in it. And you can basically adjust all these parameters, basically telling it how many polygons you want to have by the end of this procedure. So basically we can keep it at 200k polys right now, and once we decimate, this will go from 1.5 millions to 1.5 million to 200k. And again, this does not mean that at that amount of polys you will retain the detail that you have. So 2k might be a little too little, right? We might set this to something like 450,000 and see what happens. But basically that's what happens. Like you give it the amount of polygons you want to retain, and it basically just decimates the mesh according to that amount of polygons, and trying to retain all the details of the sculpt while doing that. So let's say 400, right? I don't know what happened here. No, what? 400k, I guess, whatever. Back to 20%. What the fuck? So if you, again, this is for the noobs and the beginners that haven't used Zbrush before. So every single thing you see in the tool, in your UI, that has some sort of information pop up, if you press Control next to it, you're gonna see the expanded version of the information of what that particular setting does, right? So again, even on any of this, for example, if I close this down, okay, so it doesn't work on actual names of the names of the tools or whatever in the tool menu, but it works on every single setting you have under that tool. So freeze borders, without the control, it just says keep borders unchanged. If you press control, it tells you more information about that particular setting. Again, keep UVs. So it just works for every single thing. Right. So decimation quality, I guess what that does is oh, this might be bugged actually, because it doesn't change the that's weird. That's weird. So here you have like presets that are already kind of, without doing this, like if you don't want to do this, you can just set it at, click on preset, and you see it starts processing automatically according to that preset. I think the preset was 250k that I pressed. Let's see what happens. Damn! That's crazy. I thought 300k wouldn't be enough, but look at that. We're at 250k and we retained all the detail. That's the power of decimation, master. One thing though, it completely fucks out your topology. Because right now we no longer have polygons, we have triangles, which is fine for us because we're not going to like need to really go crazy with UVs on this or animate it in any way. So we don't really care about topology too much. We're not making this like a video game rated asset as well, like, so we don't need to like recreate this for UV mapping or anything like that. So for now, what else I can try to do to improve it is, man, I'm actually like speechless in terms of just how crazy it came out. He just kept all the detail, man. It's just what it did. It's insane. So what we can try to do to improve the topology is we can try zero meshing this. And what zero mesher does is basically exactly what it says. Like, it's just it remeshes, recreates the topology of the mesh, basically. In a way where it's more suitable to maybe unwrap or UV map or anything like that. Like, it basically makes the or tries to make a polygonal structure, the topology that is actually workable. Because if you were to work in a studio, this topology would not like be acceptable. You would not be able to pass it on to the next person in the pipeline to do anything with it. Like, you would have to retopologize this. But we don't have to do any of that, so technically we don't give a fuck about this. However, I want to just try to see what happens. Actually, let me save this. So again, here's the target polygon count. This is in thousands, I believe. Yeah. So 5 means 5,000. I don't know. 25. And let's see what it does. But yeah, the thing with remesher is it's not decimation master, right? It's like it will not retain the detail if yeah, see, so it absolutely made perfect topology for us, but we lost the detail. See? Because we now went down to 50,000 polygons, which means we'll no longer have all that detail we had before. Even if we smooth or subdivide, we lost all the detail because we went down on our amount of polygons significantly. So that did not work. Which means we should maybe reduce curve strength. 20. And keep same amount of polygons. Remove adapt. And now see what happens. Okay. See, now we're retaining 250k. However, I think we're losing detail. Still, it's not ideal. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of okay-ish. It's okay-ish. But you know what? I'm just gonna go back to what we had. And you can see the difference. Big fucking difference. Like, we're literally just like losing a whole chunk down here. So this is before zero measure. This is after zero measure. I mean, because this is the detail that I'm kind of looking at and care about, right? Like around the eyes and here on the cheekbones. We're not actually losing too much around the eyes, like especially at like if you're looking at it further away. Maybe I'll just keep it. Maybe that's okay. Maybe we can work with this. We'll just oh, it basically what it did is I think it mirrored everything down here. Okay, so then we'll need to recreate this. Which is fine. I mean, I don't mind recreating this small bit of it. But if we're getting better topology out of it, it's always, you know, always beneficial, always a W. Since the difference was just like negligible in terms of details, it's all good, baby. Okay. Alright. You can work with that. Apology is kind of perfect. Now we can go ahead and kind of do the same thing with the other two skulls in terms of decimating and bringing them down in poly count. Let's see where they at first. This one's at 2 million. God damn. But the other one. This one's alright at 4.5k. For 450k. Fine. I think. Alright, so it's just this one that we'll need to adjust. Okay, cool. There we have it. The 3 skulls. Okay, so this fucking guy needs to... Okay, I need to split it. Split parts, similar parts. Okay. Oh no. Hold the teeth separate now, but whatever. Let's just decimate this puppy. Thanks, calculating. Thank you. Nice. Man, I love Decimate Master. It's just so good. Okay. Now, like, and just because this is a smaller part, right? Compared to the top of the cranium, or rather compared to the cranium, because this is the lower jaw. But right now we have more polygons in the jaw than we have in the cranium. So that's the beauty of decimation. And just come down here and let's say we want to have like 75k, I guess. Gonna be more than enough for this part. We don't have a lot of details going on there anyway, so there you go. So now together, this part and this part is only what, like 325k, and it was 2 something million before we decimated. Crazy.